My child, I am proud of you. I am proud of you not because every choice was perfect, not because you never grew tired, and not because you reached every place you thought you were supposed to reach by now. I am proud of you because you kept carrying a heart that wanted to become hard, and you did not let it become hard. You kept looking for light when there were days you could not see much of it. You kept getting up in the ordinary moments no one applauded. You kept trying to love when disappointment gave you reasons to close yourself. You kept hoping when hope felt costly. And I have been waiting for you. Not waiting for a more impressive version of you. Not waiting for you to find the perfect words. Not waiting for you to solve every problem that has followed you into the quiet places of your life. I have been waiting for you to come as you are. Stay with me here, because I want you to see what you have been unable to see about yourself. You have looked at your life and seen unfinished things. You have looked at your heart and seen places that still ache. You have looked at your prayers and wondered why they did not become answers in the way you expected. But I have seen something else. I have seen the courage it took for you to keep moving when no one knew what it took for you to move. I saw the mornings when you woke up already tired and still chose to meet the day. I saw the nights when your thoughts were loud and you tried to hold yourself together without telling everyone how close you felt to breaking. I saw the times you smiled so someone else would not have to worry. I saw the moments you carried responsibilities that were never meant to rest on one person. I saw the tears you wiped away before anyone entered the room. You called those moments small. You called them weakness. You called them proof that you were falling behind. But I call them endurance. And I am proud of you. There are things you have survived that you barely speak about. There are seasons that changed the way you trust. There are words that landed in your heart and stayed there longer than they should have. There are losses you learned to carry so quietly that even you began to forget how heavy they were. But I did not forget. I have been near every moment you thought you had to face alone. I was near when you were misunderstood. I was near when your efforts were not noticed. I was near when you asked whether your life mattered. I was near when you questioned whether you had enough strength left for another day. You did not always feel me, I know that. Sometimes you felt only the weight. Sometimes you felt only the silence. Sometimes you felt as though your prayer rose into an empty sky and returned to you unanswered. But silence is not absence, and waiting is not abandonment. There are places in your story where you have mistaken your pain for the entire truth. You have said, nothing is changing. You have said, I must not be enough. You have said, maybe I was forgotten. You have said, maybe I am too late. But my child, you are not late to me. You are not difficult for me to hold. You are not too complicated for me to understand. You are not less worthy because healing has taken time. I have been waiting for you with patience because I am not asking you to arrive flawless. I am asking you to arrive honest. Stay with me here because this is where the burden begins to loosen. You have been carrying the belief that you must earn rest. You have been carrying the belief that you must become someone else before you can be loved. You have been carrying the belief that because you still have questions, you must be far from faith. But I do not love you only when you are certain. I do not draw near only when you are strong. I do not call you mine only when you have a story that sounds easy to tell. I know the real story. I know what you do not put into words. I know the reason certain conversations leave you shaken. I know why some dates on the calendar make you quiet. I know why you sometimes pull away when people try to get close. I know the places where you learn to protect yourself. And I am not ashamed of you there. I am not looking at you with disappointment. I am looking at you with love. You have been afraid that I see only what is unfinished, but I see what is forming. I see the wisdom that has grown in you through hardship. I see the tenderness that survived disappointment. I see the patience you learned when you thought you had none. I see the strength you have mistaken for mere survival. My child, I am proud of you. Not because I want you to settle for pain. Not because I want you to remain exhausted. Not because every hard thing that happened to you was good. I am proud because what happened to you did not take away the part of you that still longs for life. That longing is precious. The part of you that still wants peace. The part of you that still wants to forgive. The part of you that still wants to begin again. The part of you that still believes a new season is possible. Do not ignore that part of yourself. It is not foolish. It is the evidence that your story is not over. You have been waiting for a sign that you are still seen. Let this be your reminder, you are seen. You have been waiting for permission to stop measuring your worth by how much you can endure. You have that permission. You do not have to keep proving you can survive everything. You are allowed to be held. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to receive care without apologizing for needing it. I have been waiting for you to believe that. And I am still here. My child, there is a question you have carried longer than you realize. It is hidden beneath many of your choices. It is the question that rises whenever you feel unseen, dismissed, or left out. The question is this: am I enough? You have asked it when someone did not choose you. You have asked it when you made a mistake. You have asked it when you looked at someone else's life and wondered why yours felt harder. You have asked it when you gave everything you had and still felt as though it was not enough. And because you have carried that question for so long, you have tried to answer it by doing more. More work, more giving, more pleasing, more striving, more explaining, more pretending that you are not tired. But I did not ask you to prove your worth. I did not make you so that you would spend your life asking permission to exist. You have been performing strength because you were afraid that if people saw your need, they would turn away. You have been performing peace because you were afraid that if people saw your pain, they would not know what to do with it. You have been performing certainty because you were afraid that questions meant you had failed. But my child, you do not have to perform for me. I already know you. I know the strength you show the world, and I know the trembling beneath it. I know the plans you make, and I know the fear that sometimes drives you to make them. I know your smile, and I know the sorrow that can appear after the room gets quiet. Nothing about you is hidden from me, and nothing about you makes me withdraw my love. Stay with me here, because I want to take you beneath the question that has exhausted you. You do not have to be useful every moment to be valuable. You do not have to be productive every day to be worthy of rest. You do not have to become someone people admire before you deserve kindness. You do not have to earn my attention. You already have it. There are parts of you that have been neglected because you thought they were inconvenient. You neglected your exhaustion. You neglected your grief. You neglected your need to be comforted. You neglected the voice inside you that kept saying, "This is too much." You told yourself to be grateful. You told yourself that other people had it worse. You told yourself that you should be stronger by now. But comparing pain does not heal pain. Dismissing your own need does not make you less in need. And pretending that you are fine does not create peace. I want you to become honest with yourself. Not harsh, not dramatic, not consumed by every passing feeling. Honest, honest about what you need, honest about what is hurting, honest about what you can no longer carry alone. There is no shame in reaching the edge of your own strength. There is wisdom in recognizing it. You have tried to keep moving without rest because you thought pausing meant failure. But even the earth has seasons. There are times when fields are planted. There are times when they are watered. There are times when nothing seems visible above the ground. And still, life is working below the surface. Do not judge your season only by what other people can see. Some of the most important work in your life is happening where no one can applaud it. You are learning not to abandon yourself. You are learning to tell the truth without fear. You are learning that love does not require you to disappear. You are learning that you can let go of a role you have played for too long. That is not weakness. That is growth. I am proud of you for letting the old ways become uncomfortable. I am proud of you for noticing that what once felt normal no longer feels peaceful. I am proud of you for wanting more than survival. There was a time when you thought you had to accept whatever was given to you. You thought you had to accept every word, every demand, every disappointment, every version of love that left you feeling smaller. But I am teaching you that you can receive love without losing yourself. You can be generous without being emptied. You can be kind without accepting cruelty. You can forgive without forgetting what wisdom taught you. You can care deeply without carrying every person's pain as your assignment. My child, I did not ask you to prove your worth. You were not made to be exhausted by the need to be enough. You were made to be loved. The world may reward performance. The world may notice accomplishments. The world may look at the outside and make judgments it has no right to make. But I look deeper. I see the heart that wants to be true. I see the effort no one knows about. I see the ways you have changed even if you cannot yet measure the change. Do not let the absence of applause convince you that you have not grown. I have seen you, and I have been waiting for you to stop treating yourself as though you must earn the right to be loved. My child, I have been waiting for the real you. Not the version of you that knows what to say. Not the version of you that knows how to keep everyone comfortable. Not the version of you that has learned to hide pain behind a capable face. I have been waiting for the real you. The one who gets tired. The one who feels too much. The one who has questions. The one who wants to be held but is afraid to ask. The one who sometimes wants to disappear because being seen feels too vulnerable. I want to see you. Not the performance. Not the role. Not the mask you put on when you feel unsafe. You. There is a difference between being private and being hidden. You are allowed to be private. You are allowed to protect sacred parts of your life. You are allowed to choose carefully who has access to your heart. But being hidden is different. Being hidden happens when you begin to believe that no one could love the truth of you. It happens when you speak in ways that keep people from knowing what you actually need. It happens when you say yes while your heart is saying no. It happens when you give people a version of you that feels easier for them to accept. And then, after a while, you begin to wonder why you feel lonely even in a crowded room. My child, you were not made to live unseen. I know that being seen has hurt you before. Maybe you told someone the truth and they used it against you. Maybe you trusted someone who did not know how to hold your story with care. Maybe you finally let yourself be honest, and the response made you decide you would never do that again. I know, but I am not asking you to place your heart in unsafe hands. I am asking you to bring it to me. Bring the thoughts you edit before you say them aloud. Bring the fears you minimize. Bring the dreams you stop mentioning because you are afraid someone will call them unrealistic. Bring the grief you have tried to organize into something tidy. Bring it all. I have been waiting for you not because I wanted you to feel guilty for taking time. I have been waiting because love is patient. I will not force the door of your heart open. I will not demand that you become vulnerable before you are ready. But I will keep inviting you. I will keep reminding you that you do not have to be alone in the places that scare you. You have been afraid that if you slow down, all your emotions will catch up with you. You have been afraid that if you stop being busy, you will have to face how much you have been carrying. But I am not asking you to face it all at once. I am asking you to let one honest thing come into the light. One grief, one fear, one question, one need, one place where you can say, I do not know how to do this alone. That is enough for today. Do not underestimate the power of one honest sentence. One honest sentence can break a pattern of silence. One honest prayer can begin a season of healing. One honest boundary can protect the peace you have been praying for. You have been waiting for your life to change in a dramatic moment. Sometimes it does, but often change begins quietly. It begins when you stop calling something acceptable that has been hurting you. It begins when you stop laughing at the pain you have been using humor to cover. It begins when you stop agreeing with the voice that says you are too much, too late, too complicated, or too broken. I know that voice has followed you. It may have come from a person. It may have come from a season. It may have grown from your own fear. But it is not my voice. My voice does not say, you must become someone else to be loved. My voice says, come closer. My voice does not say, you are only what happened to you. My voice says, you are still becoming. My voice does not say, hide until you are perfect. My voice says, bring me the truth. I want to see you. I want to see the person you are when you stop trying to earn every room you enter. I want to see the softness you have been afraid to show. I want to see the dream you still carry, even if it has been bruised by disappointment. I want to see the part of you that still believes that tomorrow could be different. You have thought that being guarded was the same as being strong. But there is a stronger kind of courage. It is the courage to be honest. It is the courage to receive. It is the courage to let love reach you where fear has been living. You do not have to tell everyone your story, but you do not have to keep telling yourself that you are alone in it. I have been waiting for the real you, and I am not disappointed by what I find. My child, you have spent much of your life waiting for clarity, waiting for an answer, waiting for a person to change, waiting for a door to open, waiting for pain to become easier to carry. And sometimes waiting has made you feel invisible. You have watched other people move forward and wondered why your own life felt paused. You have seen answers arrive for others and wondered whether your prayer had become too small to be heard. You have watched time pass and asked, what am I supposed to do with this season? I want you to know something. You have not been forgotten in the waiting. The waiting has not erased you. The quiet has not made you less important. The delay has not changed my heart toward you. There are things in your life that did not happen when you wanted them to happen. Some of them hurt. Some of them made you question everything. Some of them made you lose confidence in your ability to know what was coming next. I will not tell you that every delay was easy, or that every disappointment was a gift. Some losses are simply painful. Some doors closing leave a wound. Some goodbyes happen before your heart is ready. But even there, you are not alone. And even there, your life is not meaningless. There is a story in Scripture about Elijah, who reached a place of exhaustion so deep that he wanted to give up. He had been brave. He had been faithful. He had carried more than people understood. And then he sat beneath a tree and told God he had nothing left. But I did not meet him first with accusation. I met him with rest. I gave him food. I gave him sleep. I gave him time. Then in the quiet I spoke. Remember that when you think your exhaustion makes you a failure, sometimes the next faithful thing is not a grand decision. Sometimes it is rest. Sometimes it is accepting that you are human. Sometimes it is letting your soul recover before you ask it to carry more. You have been so hard on yourself for needing time. But I am not impatient with you. I know that some healing cannot be rushed. I know that some answers must become clear slowly, because you would not recognize them if they arrived all at once. I know that some parts of your heart need gentleness before they can receive truth. You have thought, I should be further by now. But where did you get that measure? Who told you you had to heal on a schedule? Who told you you had to become whole in the time it took someone else? My child, do not measure your growth by the pace of another person's story. You are walking a path that only you can walk. You have endured things another person may never understand. You have learned lessons through pain that you never wanted, but that are now shaping your wisdom. You have become more discerning, more compassionate, more able to recognize what is real. The waiting did not make you invisible. It formed something in you. You may not see all of it yet, but I do. I see the patience that has grown in you. I see the boundaries that are beginning to form. I see the way you pause now before giving your heart away. I see the way you are starting to listen to the quiet warning inside you. I see the seeds. You may not see the harvest yet, but seeds are not dead because they are hidden. They are working beneath the surface. And you are working beneath the surface too. Do not despise your slow season. Do not call it empty just because it is quiet. Some of the deepest work in your life happens when no one can see it. You have been waiting for proof that your life is moving. Look again. You are not the same person you were 1 year ago. You may still have some of the same questions, but you are asking them differently. You may still feel some of the same pain, but you are not carrying it in exactly the same way. You may still be waiting for certain answers, but you have survived days you once thought would break you. That matters. I have been waiting for you to recognize your own growth. Not so you can become proud in the wrong way. So you can stop speaking to yourself as though nothing good is happening. I am proud of you for staying open during the waiting. I am proud of you for not letting every disappointment decide who you will become. I am proud of you for still wanting to trust. The waiting is not the end of your story. It is not proof that you were passed over. You are still being prepared to receive what comes next with a heart that can hold it. There is something else I need you to understand about the pride I have in you. It is not the pride of someone keeping score. It is not the pride that says you became valuable because you succeeded. It is not fragile approval that appears when you perform well and disappears when you struggle. My love for you does not rise and fall with your best day or your worst day. I am proud of every true step you take toward life. I am proud when you choose honesty over pretending. I am proud when you stop speaking to yourself with cruelty. I am proud when you get up after disappointment and decide that disappointment will not become your entire identity. I am proud when you admit you need rest. I am proud when you choose not to return to the thought that has been draining you. I am proud when you allow yourself to hope, even cautiously. You have been afraid that one failure cancels every good thing in you. You have been afraid that because you have made mistakes, your whole story has become a mistake. But a difficult chapter is not the same as a ruined book. A wrong turn is not the same as the end of the road. You are still allowed to learn. You are still allowed to repair what can be repaired. You are still allowed to release what cannot be changed. You are still allowed to receive a new morning without demanding that yesterday never happened. There is a difference between remembering and remaining trapped. There is a difference between being humbled and being condemned. There is a difference between taking responsibility and turning responsibility into a weapon against yourself. I want you to learn the difference. You have punished yourself for things I have already been inviting you to bring into the light. You replay conversations, imagining a better answer. You revisit decisions, trying to find the exact moment when you could have made everything different. You look at your former self with anger, because that person did not know what you know now. But you are judging the past version of you with wisdom that was born later. Give that person mercy. They were trying to survive with the understanding they had at the time. Let their mistakes become instruction, not a permanent sentence. You do not honor growth by hating who you used to be. You honor growth by becoming more faithful with what you now understand. My child, I am proud of you because you are still willing to learn. You are still willing to let truth reach you. You are still willing to become softer where pain tried to make you cold. Do not make the mistake of believing that only dramatic change matters. A quiet change matters. The moment you choose to stop calling yourself worthless matters. The moment you begin to notice your own needs matters. The moment you decide not to abandon your peace for someone else's approval matters. These moments may not be visible to anyone else, but I see them. I see every small return. I see every hidden choice toward healing. I see every time you begin again. And I am proud of you. My child, you have given so much to other people. You have given time. You have given patience. You have given encouragement. You have given second chances. You have given pieces of your heart in places where you hoped they would be cared for. And you have often given what you secretly wished someone would give to you. You have been the one who checks in, the one who remembers, the one who stays, the one who notices when someone is hurting. But there are times you have done all of this while quietly wondering who would notice you. I notice you. I notice the person who often makes room for everyone else. I notice the person who is praised for being strong but rarely asked what strength is costing them. I notice the person who has learned to anticipate everyone else's needs and has forgotten how to name their own. You are allowed to receive what you keep giving. You are allowed to receive tenderness. You are allowed to receive patience. You are allowed to receive a kind word without deflecting it. You are allowed to receive help without believing you have failed. There is a part of you that has learned to be suspicious of receiving. Maybe you were taught that receiving creates debt. Maybe you were told that needing something makes you weak. Maybe you have been disappointed so often that you stopped expecting anyone to show up. But I want to teach you a different way. Love is not only what you pour out. Love is also what you allow to reach you. Grace is not only something you offer other people. Grace is also something you receive when you have no strength left to prove anything. You do not have to earn every gentle thing that comes into your life. You do not have to apologize every time someone cares for you. You do not have to turn every moment of rest into a reason to feel guilty. You have been carrying a hidden rule: I must give more than I receive. But that rule has left you exhausted. It has made you accept uneven relationships. It has made you feel selfish for asking for basic consideration. It has made you overextend yourself until resentment begins to grow beneath your kindness. I do not want your kindness to become a place where you disappear. I want your love to come from a heart that is also being cared for. My child, you are allowed to have limits. You are allowed to say, I cannot carry this today. You are allowed to say, I need time. You are allowed to say, this does not feel healthy for me. You are allowed to say, I need to be treated with care. These are not signs that you have stopped loving. They are signs that you are learning to love truthfully. There is no honor in being emptied by every demand placed on you. There is no virtue in remaining silent while your heart is being wounded. I am not calling you to become cold. I am calling you to become whole. A whole heart can give without being destroyed. A whole heart can love without forgetting itself. A whole heart can forgive without allowing the same harm to repeat without wisdom. You have thought that setting a boundary would make you less kind. But a boundary can protect kindness from becoming resentment. You have thought that resting would make you less faithful. But rest can keep you from becoming someone you do not recognize. You have thought that receiving help would make you a burden. But allowing someone to love you can be a gift to them as well. You are not meant to be the only source of strength in every room. You are allowed to lean. You are allowed to be cared for. You are allowed to be held. I have been waiting for you to receive the grace you so freely offer others. When someone speaks well of you, do not rush to reject it. When a safe person offers help, do not assume you are too much. When peace comes, do not search immediately for the next thing to worry about. Let goodness arrive. Let it stay. Let yourself believe that not every door is meant to hurt you. Not every person is meant to take from you. Not every quiet season is a punishment. Some things are simply gifts, and I want you to be able to receive them. I am proud of the way you have loved, but I am also calling you to let love find you. My child, I am proud of you. I know you may not fully believe it yet. You may still be looking at the places where you fell short. You may still be remembering the choices you wish you could change. You may still be listening to the voice that tells you you should have been stronger, faster, wiser, more certain. But my love is not waiting for you at the finish line. My love is with you now, in the unfinished place, in the tired place, in the place where you are still learning who you are. I have been waiting for you, not to shame you for arriving late, to welcome you, not to ask why you needed so much time, to remind you that you do not have to carry time as a punishment, not to demand that you become perfect before you come close, to tell you that closeness is where healing begins. So take a breath. Let your body soften. Let the need to prove yourself become quiet for a moment. You do not need to solve tomorrow right now. You do not need to know every answer before you can be loved. You do not need to understand every part of your story before you can rest. You only need to be willing to receive this. You are seen. You are not invisible in the places where you have been strong alone. You are not forgotten in the waiting. You are not too much because you have needs. You are not disqualified because you are still healing. You are not behind because your path has taken longer than you expected. You are still becoming. And I am not ashamed of the process. Let this be your prayer. God, I have spent too long trying to prove that I am enough. I have carried questions that have exhausted me. I have hidden parts of my heart because I was afraid they would be too much for anyone to hold. Today, help me come as I am. Help me believe that I do not have to earn your love. Help me receive the rest I keep denying myself. Help me release the belief that I must carry everything alone. Teach me to speak to myself with the same gentleness I offer others. Teach me to receive safe love without fear. Teach me to recognize the growth you see in me when I can only see what is unfinished. And when I begin to believe that I have been forgotten, remind me that you are still near. My child, I hear that prayer. I hear it even if you could not say every word. I hear it if all you could offer was a quiet breath. I hear it if you are not sure how to trust again. I hear it if part of you wants to believe, and another part is afraid to hope. You do not need to force certainty. You only need to take the next honest step. The next step may be to rest. The next step may be to tell the truth. The next step may be to ask for help. The next step may be to stop apologizing for your needs. The next step may be to forgive yourself for surviving the best way you knew how. Take that step. You are not walking alone. I am with you in the questions. I am with you in the waiting. I am with you in the quiet places where you are learning to receive love. And I am proud of you. I am proud of the person who kept trying when they did not feel strong. I am proud of the person who stayed tender after disappointment. I am proud of the person who kept looking for light. I am proud of you for being here. You have not missed your chance. You have not been forgotten. You have not come too late. There is still life ahead of you. There are still moments of peace you have not experienced. There are still people who will meet you with care. There are still prayers that will become strength in you, even if the answer looks different from what you imagined. Do not close your heart because of what happened before. Do not decide that pain is the only thing your future can hold. You are allowed to hope again. You are allowed to let yourself be seen. You are allowed to receive what you have needed for so long. I have been waiting for you, and I am still here. Amen.